Okay, moving on to the next section, we have conditionals. And um, here in this file here, Ruby conditionals RB, we've got just a small subset of just a little bit of a few examples of the available operators that exist in Ruby. So here are what's known as comparison operators, and we have the two equal signs, we have an exclamation mark and an equal sign, a greater than sign and a less than sign. And what this is in Ruby is actually called a equals operator. So it's equality operator more specifically, and not equals. This one is of course greater than, and less than, that's the same as you've always heard it in childhood, right? So this first one we've got 0 is it's comparing to see if 0 is in fact equal to 1, right? Is 0 equal to 1? The next one is saying 1 is not equal to 0. The next one is 5 is less than 9, and 1.1 is greater than or equal to 1. And the way we would use these comparisons, these operators, is when you're writing code and you're trying to compare some value to another value, right? So down here in this conditional statements area, where I've got some examples of if statements and an unless statement down here at the end, and also a switch case. We can see some of these operators being used, right? Got the operator here. Again here. Just like so get a peek of how that can be used. Ruby also has Boolean operators. This is logical and, or, and not. So we've got and, so true, and true is testing whether or not that's true or false, true and false, true or false, false or true, etc. And this is not true and not false. And here in this file, this is just here for a quick example, but if we ran the command R to actually run this code, we could actually see the results, right? It's true, and this is actually running this code here, like it's true, and it's not 1984 yet, and again, not 1984 yet, and your name is definitely not David, right? Because here I'm doing an unless, so I'm assigning Fonzo a value or to name. I'm assigning the string Fonzo to name, and here it's testing, if name is unless name is equal to David, then your name is definitely not David, right? So switch case would, we assigned the variable grade, letter B, and it would go through each one of these. So like when A, and it's testing, it's looking for the case of grade, right? So when grade is equal to A, well done. When grade is equal to B, try harder. When grade is equal to C, you need help. Else, you're just making it up. Okay. So let's see. Now we get try harder, right? Because we assign B to grade, and it recognizes that, so it puts try harder. So just a quick example of switch case and the different ways of writing if end and if else end, if else if, different ways of writing if statements. So It's just trying to kind of just glance over that and kind of play around with it. You don't have to focus too much on it because we'll be doing a lot more of that stuff later on. We'll start building out the code, but this will be useful, I think, for the lab portion later on. Let's see. Yeah, there's the markdown file. This guy here. So yeah, let's open this up in actual markdown. So here, and got this guy, conditionals. Okay, so this file here, Ruby Operators MD. Okay, so this is a pretty comprehensive document that talks about all the different operators available in Ruby. So we have arithmetic operators in this section. We got the name of the operator, some description, a nice little short example. So I highly encourage you to check that out and go through it in detail. Here's comparison operators. And here's some of those that we saw already, and some others, right? Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and examples as well in their descriptions. Ruby assignment operators. So definitely check those out and read through that. I'm not going to go through it in detail here. That made the video too long, but and not really necessary. Because really all you have to do is kind of like use this as a reference when you're trying to figure out how do I write this comparison to do something, right? Logical operators, logical and, logical not. Ternary operator. This is interesting though. So what is a ternary operator? We have this question mark and this colon. So basically, where you would write this out is you have some little code that would sit in front of the question mark, right? And that's the conditional test, right? If the condition is true, right? If A, equals B, right, is equivalent to B, or whatever the condition it is that you put there, then some value. Else, right? Otherwise, some other value, right? So this is almost the same as doing like just a if-else thing, a statement, right? But in one line, right? So you got the if or if-else, right? You can use a ternary to kind of like write that in one line versus it's 5, 6 lines here, 5 lines, yeah. So Ruby range operators, that's very interesting. So a range is either dot dot or triple dots, and the triple dot ones, let's say we do a range of 1 to 10, the triple dot ones will only give you a range of 1 to 9, whereas the 2 dots will include the 10, right? So 2 dots includes the last item, and 3 dots does not. Right? One is inclusive, one is exclusive. Ruby defined question mark. So this particular operator is trying to find, like, is some variable defined? It's true if the variable is initialized. If it was initialized with something. Some usage examples here. Different usage examples to check that out. Dot and double colon. I'm not going to go over that too much right now because this gets into modules and classes and stuff. We haven't covered that just yet, but I might end up putting this document in the cheat sheets directory later on. But for now, it'll be in the conditionals folder. So you call a module method by preceding its name with the module's name and a period, and you reference a constant using the module name and 2 colons. The 2 colons is a unary operator that allows constants, instant methods, class methods defined within a class or module to be accessed from anywhere outside the class or module. And that's not going to make too much sense right now unless you already have some programming experience, but it will once we get down here to methods, classes, and modules and mixins. Okay, so operator precedence is the last section here, and definitely check that out. Operator description, method. Like, is this thing an actual method? All right. So now the operators with a yes in the method column are actually methods, and as such may be overridden. Again, we kind of mentioned that at the top in this document in the text. So let me read that out. I can navigate the text around the key viewer here. So Ruby supports a rich set of operators, as you'd expect from a modern language. Most operators are actually method calls. For example, A plus B is interpreted as A dot plus B. Right, so this is a method, this thing here, this dot plus, right, and it's being fed some value, that particular method. Where the plus method in the object referred to by a variable A is called with B as its argument. Okay, so these guys down here with the yes next to them, those are actually methods that can be overridden. Anyway, so that's it for operators. Next up, we'll dive into arrays. Take a peek at the conditionals markdown file. That'll give you an explanation of the lab for this section, and kind of see if you can do it without peeking at the solutions. See how far you get. But really, this is really just to try to get you acclimated, get your brain kind of wrapped around the concept of how conditional statement works and the different operators in Ruby. All right, okay, on to the next area.